Welcome, Cesare. Today we have Cesare from Italy Segreta. Benvenuto. You're in Florence, right?
Yes, we are based in Florence, Italy.
Amazing. So lovely to finally connect. And I've been following Italy Segreta for a while, to be honest. The way you merge storytelling and place is something truly unique, and very excited to dig into that today. So let's talk a little bit about brand story and the creative approach. How do you approach storytelling at Italy Segreta, and how does that shape how you choose and collaborate with hotels or destinations?
So let's start from the fact that we strongly believe that the best storytelling is the real thing. So it's actually portraying reality because there's a lot of very interesting stories in the world. And in Italy, there's so much diversity. There's an endless amount of different stories you can tell. We feel that in the past, there has been a period of time where storytelling was very constructed and it was built. The idea is, how can we build a great story? And our approach is, what is the story? This is an amazing story. How can we make it shine? How can we get that story to get more attention? Because it deserves it. So I would tell anyone, and I think that this is something that in Italy we have more than in other places. Almost every hotel, boutique hotel, or location has a very interesting story to tell. Whereas often in other countries where everything is new, maybe there is a big business behind a business project in hospitality. Everything is constructed and everything is thought business first. In Italy, most boutique hotels are passion projects or life projects that start from agriculture, that start from the love for a place, or the passion to renovate an existing building that has hundreds of years of story and bring it back to life. So the stories are already there. It's all about understanding what are the best stories to tell and how to do it.
What are the criteria? I've gone through your website and your amazing presence in the social media as well. How do you choose who you're going to collaborate with?
So in terms of hotels, first of all, editorially, we always work in an extremely organic way. So we write about the places, or our writers choose places based on what they actually feel is the best fit for the story and what is actually valuable. So the first thing is to do something special with taste, and that's the first criteria. We also have an hotel selection that you might have seen. And our hotel selection was born behind the idea that we want to support and give a space to support small boutique hotels that are family owned, to get more direct bookings and to tell their story better. Because we felt that the existing online travel agencies and portals very often kind of dilute or create the same image for every hotel, and they're built to sell rooms because that's what you do in most of the world. So we thought like that, if you do something very special where you put a lot of passion and you put a lot of details, you're not able to tell your story on the main online travel agencies. And this never allows you to create an independent brand that allows you to get out of that cycle and start getting more direct bookings. Because that's the only way for a small structure to survive. So the selection was born for small boutique hotels, family owned, to give them a space where they could have a bit of everything. They have exposure on our dedicated Italy Segreta Selection Instagram channel. We send monthly newsletter to promote the properties that are part of the selection, and they have a dedicated space on our website. And for a small membership fee, they get access to all of this, and all the bookings that they get through these channels are direct. Our hope is that they manage to create direct relationship with our followers that then come and return, and that in time build a lot of value for them. How do we choose them? We try to be very selective. So we try to cover the entire Italy and to have only property in its surroundings with the same target, because our idea is really that we want to give space to each story and make it shine. And the other thing is that we really care about details and experience. So for us, it's very important that every location, since it's family owned, it needs to represent the unique experience of the owner, but also represent the identity of the place where it is, in order to offer a kind of tourism that we think it's valuable. If you just sell a room, you attract a kind of tourism that is not interested to really sink in the place that it's visiting. Whereas if you offer a room with an experience which is personal and that already inside the room shares the identity of the place where it is, you already are bringing value to the country and to the place where you are. So these are our main criteria.
Amazing. And now, what do you think? What role do narrative photography and sensory detail play in creating emotional resonance with your audience? I've seen your presence is, as you mentioned earlier, everything is into the detail. Of course, there is a lot of amazing work and very clear the branding behind what you are, who you are, what you do, and why you do it, which is very clear. And also the exposure of the hotels is amazing. The way you promote with not promotion in a salesy way. You give sign or you give light to the hotels, to your partners.
Our first rule is tell stories that actually exist. And even when you take a photograph, if you're taking a photograph of a model of something constructed, then you post produce it, the user today is trained to understand and feel that, yes, you're trying to transmit something, but it's fake. What we try to do is put editorial storytelling first. So most of our posts, for example, and most of our visuals are always connected to an article. Even if not everybody reads it, for us, it's important that who wants to go deeper can go deeper and can understand the story behind the images. But even if they don't, those images transmit some kind of reality that is true. What we always did is we always try to use very natural, unfiltered videos. One of our main, I think, attitudes toward visual identity has been using static videos of reality, and I think we were one of the first to really use consistently that kind of approach, because before video was always in movement, whereas we decided to have static video and let the reality do the moving. So our approach in terms of visual is always having visuals that represent a story that we're telling. And that's a bit the suggestion that we also try to give to hotels when we collaborate with them, is people have the photos of the rooms, they can find them in a million places. On your social media, it's more important that you share with followers and the people that want to know more about the hotel, stories that they can connect to, that they can remember, because they won't remember a static photo of your room. So really try and build a storytelling that doesn't talk about what you're selling in a very commercial way, which is just a room and a bed, because that's not, if you're if you're trying to work in the tourism that we try to promote, you're not doing that. You're sharing the identity of a place and of a family or of an owner. So tell the story of the owner, tell the story of the food and the culinary identity of the place where you are. Tell the story of the surroundings, of the art, of the nature, whatever it is, because those stories can be inspirational even for people that are not traveling immediately. They could learn something or be inspired by something, and that's why they will follow you. They won't follow you to see over and over the photos of the plates of your restaurant and of the rooms.
What do you think boutique or independent hotels often get wrong when trying to market themselves in such a saturated, image-heavy space? And what does depth actually look like in hotel branding to you, which you just explained? Yeah.
But I'll add something, because actually on this topic, I think there is one part missing, which is it's absolutely difficult to work in hospitality. Because when you sell a product and you sell a product online, once you tell the story and the product is of good quality, you're already well off. With the hotel, you have so many things going on. You have the food, you have the design and the graphic and the aesthetics of the menu, the things you leave in the room for the client, and all the parts of the interior design of the service that have to be coherent. So I think one thing that a lot of hotels that try to make the transition that I explained earlier in terms of visual identity, so they do have storytelling, sometimes they forget that they also should continuously work to apply that storytelling and visual identity and user experience to the product. So actually try to make sure that everything in the experience of the client, also in the hotel, can be for the client a content moment. So a moment to share because he finds it surprising, he finds it personal. I'll make a very brief example just to end this topic, but I went to a hotel recently and they have an incredible rose garden. And every morning you would find fresh cut roses on your in your room, and you would find a basket with the things from their farm on the table. These kinds of gestures do much more than just being a rose in your room, but they make the customer feel welcome. They make also a connection between the story you're trying to tell and the experience of the user in the room. It connects everything. And all of this allows to amplify the storytelling so that the person that comes can share that as well. Yes, I'd say these are the two main things that I think are very important. You cannot do with a product like hospitality, you cannot do branding only online without following up and being coherent and bringing that quality and those details also in the user experience in the rooms and in the hotel.
Strongly, and I think it's the next level beyond the influencers wave that now it's kind of fading out. It has already started, unless there are people that they have already connected with who they are as influencers. Where do they belong? Like if it's wellness, but pure wellness, not just visiting hotels and passing likes and comments. This is the next level of realization for a lot of hoteliers, that they have to have clarity. They have to have a little bit more of collaboration or consulting, receiving like consultancy services from others, just to understand and dive a little bit deeper without trying to mimic others. Because what I've seen from my experience, it's an industry that everybody is looking what others are doing, trying to mimic that into their marketing strategy, and it's a mess then. Now we've discussed a lot, and this is one of my favorite topics. What does luxury mean to you? Because I think we are going through a period where luxury has been redefined. We call it conscious luxury, the conscious travelers. People are getting a little bit deeper on why they're traveling. But let's touch first, what does luxury mean to you?
So this is a very beautiful question, and I think that it also comes with the concept that before 5-star equaled luxury. Today, the two things are diverging always more because a rating like 5-star has to do with parameters of standard service, white glove service, 24/7 open reception, room service at all time. Whereas the luxury today means more and more attention to detail, identity, and experience. So that means that the, the real luxury is about feeling that someone really cared about everything single thing that you see and experience in their property. That's what makes you feel really happy and of I would say well, like treated like treated in a special way. And it's all the small details that make you that all together create the luxury. And the other part, of course, is allowing hospitality to be an opportunity to try new things and to experience new things. So it's extremely important, and that's why we said it's as important to have in a hotel the identity of the owner and the vision of the owner connected with the identity of the place where the region, the city where the property is, because these two things together create originality, create a different interpretation of local identity. And this is what often allows people to come out of hotel and say, wow, every single detail was curated. I perceived the passion and I tried something new. I felt something new. So that's for me. Hotels that achieve this kind of feeling are hotels that today represent luxury.
And very beautiful response. Looking forward, like what's next for Italy Segreta? Like, are you planning anything exciting you are launching or exploring that aligns with this evolution of conscious luxury?
Absolutely. So in Italy Segreta, we have a very simple vision, which is we want to become the predominant lifestyle brand on Italian culture. And we really care about this vision because we feel that it is extremely important that the story on Italian culture becomes wider and deeper. Diversity is one of the most important things and most diversifying things that Italy has. And if we dilute what Italy means in a few generalized concepts, people that come and travel to Italy will look for those generalized concepts of luxury, of dolce vita, of words, one or simple words, or of a few things or places that don't represent the culture of the country. And by doing that, we are slowly eroding our cultural identity and what people are really coming here for. So to do this, and to have an impact in this, what we will do is, until now we've been mainly editorial. We're working to expand our platform to become always more multi-channel. So even go beyond Instagram and our website and editorial, go more into video, go more into podcasts. So I'm very happy of this first opportunity to talk to you. And we feel that's a way to just expand as much as possible the storytelling and deepen the idea and the conception of Italian culture in the world. We will also soon be launching a first subscription, which has the objective of launching the new version of our map tool, which will be a way to make the user experience when traveling to Italy very seamless and being able to find all the suggestions that they might have read in our website in a very practical map, and that gets constantly updated by our team to make sure people can always discover the type of Italy that we try to talk about. Connected to this, we will also have dedicated content on culture, a mini video series that we're working on. We just recorded the second episode yesterday in Venice. We are working on a coffee table book with a major publisher that will come out in 2026 that will storytell Italy in a very original way. I don't want to spoil it. We're doing many things, but the objective is always the same: preserving and allowing the Italian culture to be innovative through young people, through new projects, because we also feel that's very important, and being the voice for that in the future. We're still very small, but we feel with continuing effort, we hope we will get to where we want to.
I think so too. I have a very strong feeling because I see a lot of clarity, and what what everybody's missing is reconnecting with their truth, even if it's a truth with the the country that you live in. Uh, when you realign with your truth, and this is what a lot of countries or islands, like in Mediterranean destinations, like what you're doing is amazing for Italy, and I think it's going to do amazing. And congratulations. And Cesare, this has been a beautiful conversation. Thank you for the depth you brought, and I'm sure that a lot of our listeners will truly resonate with it.
Piacere mio e spero la prossima volta che vieni a Firenze, next time you come to Florence, you come visit us for a coffee.
Of course I will. Of course I will. It's been such a pleasure. Ciao, grazie. Bye. Ciao.